Before we get started this time around, I want to talk about a mem cake real quick. DJ Octavio. He's the leader of the Octarian Society, and this one in particular always makes me think whenever I see it, because these mem cakes are written from the perspective of Agent 8, and you can tell that even though she doesn't agree with what the Octarians are doing nowadays, she does feel a little bit regretful leaving this place, even apologizing to DJ Octavio. It's just something that I always think about. But anyway, welcome back to Let's Play Splatoon 2 Octo Expansion. In the previous episode, we started off Line G, and today we're going to finish it off and move on to a whole new line, which is already spoiled for you because one of the level video thingies is in the title for this video, and I always mix up the words level and video, and I am bad at commentary. I've been doing this for 8 years, and I still can't do commentary properly. Please defeat all the enemies. You want to keep a careful eye on the movement of your foes, and don't be shy about hiding behind crates and defend yourself from enemy fire. I know I talked about in the previous episode how one of the levels reminds me of Spaceship Earth. This reminds me of Test Track. I don't know why, but the lights remind me of Test Track. It might be because the new version has a bit of a similar color scheme with how that version of Test Track works, but it just reminds me of Test Track. Anything that reminds me of Test Track is automatically a good thing because that's one of the best roller coasters ever. But anyway, this is something that may seem familiar to you if you've watched the Octo Expansion trailers, because this was one of the very first levels that they demonstrated when Octo Expansion was first announced. And that is my segue into telling a fun story. So, I usually am able to watch the Nintendo Directs live because I have a lot of free time. Even with my college schedule, it just seems like it always works out that I'm always able to watch them live, and that's always very nice. But the day that they had the Nintendo Direct that announced Splatoon 2 Octo Expansion was the day that I had a math final. Now, I'm pretty good at math. I've never really had that much of a trouble with it now that I'm in college, although I used to hate it when I was a kid. Like, it took me a long time to understand how division worked, if you want that as an example. But my math test, I knew there was a Nintendo Direct that day, and my mindset during the test was, okay, the faster I can complete this, the faster I can go watch the Nintendo Direct. That Nintendo Direct is my reward for finishing my final. I did pretty well on the final, but when I was walking home, I took out my phone and was like, okay, I got to know what happened. And I see in my YouTube subscription list, there's like Splatoon 2 Octo Expansion DLC announced. I was like, oh, they're doing paid DLC for this. This looks really cool. And right below that is Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo Switch. And I was like, are you kidding me? The one Nintendo Direct I don't watch live, they announced freaking Super Smash Bros. It was a really fun Direct, and it was a pretty fun memory, and I've been waiting a long time to share that one with you, but, man, that one Nintendo Direct that I couldn't watch live just so happened to be the one that Super Smash Bros. Was announced at. Alright, so while we're replaying through this level, because we failed a moment ago, while we're replaying through this level, I just gotta point out that this is very obviously a Space Invaders reference. I always really appreciate that, because Space Invaders, it is a pretty fun game. It is a very old game, but it is still a lot of fun. I always loved that Futurama episode where Fry is imagining what his life would be like if it were more like a video game, and one of these scenarios showed him in a Space Invaders battle, and Leela's like, "Invaders! Possibly from space!" I've been watching a lot of Futurama lately. Probably not the best TV show to talk about during a Splatoon video, because it's not exactly the most family-friendly thing in the world. Alright. Yeah! We did it! Hasta la vista! I know now, you ink. I see what they did there. So now that we've taken care of that, we now have all the mem cakes for Line G. 8 series now. That must give you a little thrill, right? 8's an important number. I wish I had an eighth of your tenacity, young squire, alas. Well, don't that beat all? No thanks seems enough for this, but thank you I must. How about a small token of my esteem? It might come in handy in the promised land. And we get a jacket! Probably not gonna wear that one though, because it does. I don't like it. Dreams aren't only for those who sleep. There's a waking world waiting for yours. In case you're wondering why the number 8 seems to be everywhere during this campaign, the whole idea of Octo expansion is that this game takes place during the year of the Octoling, because number 8, octopi have 8 limbs. It's funny, you'll laugh now. But now it's time for the moment you've all been waiting for. Whack Attack, Whackville Station! I have been waiting for this one for a long time, so let's go! Evening Pikachu. To pass this test, you must take down a powerful enemy with the baller. Attack with explosions by holding ZR. You're invincible, but if you get knocked out of the arena, it's game over. That's about it. Time to go toe-to-toe. Before we do anything else, I just gotta say, look how adorable Agent 8 is! I've praised Agent 8 so many times throughout this Let's Play because she's so freaking adorable, but look at her when she's in the baller, it's just so cute! But anyway, it's boss time. Deep Sea Metro Summer Tour Revenge of Octo Samurai. Get into it, Agent 8. Tackle it head on. This is my favorite boss fight in Octo Expansion. At least in the main part of this the campaign. This is just so freaking cool. We get to use the baller to destroy the best boss of Octo Canyon. This is all kinds of awesome. And Agent 8 is in the baller and she looks so cute in it. This is so cool. This is my favorite boss fight in Octo Expansion, possibly in the game. But there's a lot of really great boss fights in this game. And this, having to refight the Octo Samurai completely... I'm not quite sure what the word is I'm looking for, but I know in the past boss fight video thingy, I said that I didn't really care that much for her about the fact that we had to refight the same boss as Octo Canyon, but this justifies everything because this is the best boss fight in the game! In case you couldn't tell, I really like this boss fight. But anyway, what you want to do, you want to use the baller to explode near the Octo Samurai. This was usually a boss you had to stay away from, but now we have to be up close and personal to it, and that's a really nice twist on an already fantastic boss fight. So as we were told a moment ago, we are technically invincible while we're in the baller because we can't actually get splatted, but as I unintentionally showed off right there, we can get knocked out of the arena. There's only 4 very small fences to protect us from that. So, what you want to do, you want to keep in mind that all of the fences are directly across each other from one another. So, as long as you're directly in front of this one when he's doing the vertical attack, you should be okay. But a swinging attack like that is a lot more difficult to predict. So basically what you want to do for that, you want to make sure that you jump at just the right time. Technically speaking, you could counter his attack if your timing is correct, just like that, but it's also very hard to pull off and not really all that worth trying every single time. So, well, I say that, I got the timing right twice in a row, so that was actually pretty cool. But anyway, we can go like this and blow him up again, watching Agent 8 being super adorable in the baller. And now it's time for the final checkpoint. So, remember, he's going to be doing this attack 3 times in a row. You need to be careful. wait until you use the bomber attack until after he's already stopped moving. Speedrunners are probably rolling their eyes because I'm sure they have some kind of super amazing speedrunning tactic to get this done in like 3 seconds. But just keep in mind that he is going to be doing the attacks a lot more frequently during the final checkpoint. Let's do this, come on, come on. One more should do it, one more should do it. Okay, I lied. One more should do it now. There we go, yay! Come on, 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 yeah! Agent, it is so cute! Look at how adorable she is! And that's gonna be it for this episode of Splatoon 2 Octo Expansion. So thank you all so much for watching this video, and until next time, Lady Gear to you. Oh yeah. I should work out as a sound effect person.